Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Karina, and I'm coming to you from the Pacific Northwest, where I live with my partner, our two kitties, and their two horses. If you've been here before, welcome back. You will recognize this walk out to the barn. It is about 6:30 a.m. on Sunday, June 30th. If you are new here, welcome. I hope you enjoy the content, which is normally about knitting and about my horsemanship journey with my two Mustangs that I adopted from the Bureau of Land Management Wild Horse Adoption Program. As you can see, it's a rainy June day. We have been out of town, supposedly on a bicycle trip. Things changed a lot. We left a week ago Friday, which happened to be my birthday, and we had planned a 238-mile bicycle trip that included camping and stopping at motels on the way, and our transportation was going to be entirely by bicycle. It didn't work out that way. I will go into more detail later. The first day was incredibly hard. I'm just stopped because there are a lot of tracks down to the pond part of our creek. Presumably animal tracks, deer. Anyway, the first day of our bicycle trip was incredibly hard. It was about 36 miles. It was 90 degrees out, which, living in Western Washington, we're not used to that. We were lucky in that there was some cloud cover, so it was a little bit cooler, but then when the clouds cleared in the afternoon, it was really hot. Also, we pedaled over 5,000 feet of elevation gain, which is really significant. I was prepared for maybe about 2,500 feet of elevation gain, but that 5,000 really kind of did me in. Say good morning to Odin. Good morning, Odin. So I'll talk about those details later. Here I am at the barn, obviously. I assume Bragi is in the stall with Odin. And I'll talk more about the bicycle trip later. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the knitting and other part of my podcast. I am using the GoPro that Randy got me for my birthday, so hopefully this works and I don't have to record this on my phone. So what this means is, because I videoed some footage on my phone and some footage on the GoPro, I am going to have to do actual editing. I downloaded some editing software onto my computer, which is a Microsoft. It's a Microsoft product. I think it's a Surface. So hopefully that works. The lighting on the screen just went dim. I'm not really sure why. Perhaps it is still videoing. I will find out. Stand by. Okay, I'm not sure why it did that. But in order to kind of cut out some of the experimental stuff, let me show you what my knitting is. First of all, what am I wearing? I am wearing a tee. It's the Villa tee made by Barocco. It's made out of sesame yarn, also by Barocco. I made it a number of years ago. The pattern, the project page is on in the description box below. So click on the down arrow and you should be able to see what patterns I'm working on and what I'm wearing. I'm also wearing a pair of socks that I made this year, the Mika socks or Micah socks from the 52 Weeks of Socks. And it is, I'm not going to show you my foot, so or my feet, so feel free to check out the link below. Okay, I think this is still filming. I hope so. The video camera went dark, which is a little disconcerting, so hopefully I can cut some of these out, but I think I'm just going to snip it and talk about my works in progress. So, because we were on vacation and doing a lot of bicycling, I did not take knitting with me everywhere, but I did finish. I can't remember if I finished this first sock before we left. Does this look familiar? So this is the Heel Toe Do-Si Do by Kay Litton, and the yarn is Freckled Whimsy, and it is the Norbert or Norberta colorway. So, and this color is the contrasting color. So I've been doing this weird thing, mostly because I forget when I cast on, is that I've been doing this weird thing where I I knit in the main color, and then I do the contrast color as part of the cuff. So this is a twisted rib cuff. And it's at first I think I complained that the pattern was hard to memorize, but really I have it memorized now, so I can't complain about that any longer. So you can see it's a, I guess you would call this a lace pattern, very repetitive. It's a 2-row repeat, and it's just on the front, so the back is plain. I started on the second sock, I think on our trip perhaps, or maybe right before it, and did the same thing where I knit about half the cuff in main color and then half in contrast color. Sorry, I'm showing you the messy ends that I have not done. And then 50 rows of leg, and I am working on the heel flap right now. So the first part of the heel flap is in the main color. And before I leave that project behind, I will say I used Chowgu red lace, size 0, which is 2 millimeter, 32 inch. So I knit in magic loop. I knit left-handed, so my gauge is a little looser. Which brings me to this tee. This is the flip side tee. Top down, kind of raglan. I've made a modification in that I made a short ribbed collar before I did the short rows, and I'm working on the body. So this is a hand-dyed yarn that my mom gave me. This is a Knit Picks in the blackberry, and this is an unknown gray sock yarn. So working on the body, I am using Chowgu red lace, size 4 needles. The pattern called for size 5, but like I said, my gauge is a little bit loose, so I really don't know if stopping and starting the video is necessary. I just haven't videoed long enough, practiced long enough with this to know for sure. So I am also knitting the smallest size. So expecting, because it's superwash yarn, expecting that it will grow. So that's the knitting part. Like I said, I didn't get that much done. I just took the socks with me and then knitted on them sometimes in the evening when we were in a motel. The night that we camped, I did not knit at all. The bike trip, like I said in the introduction, the first day was really hard, so we had a major change in plans. So we did that camp out the first night, and then the second day, I should say, we rode back to the motel. And it was an equal distance. So it was like 36, 38 miles the first day, really hard, lots of elevation gain, lots of hills, in other words, so over 5,000 feet. And then the second day was not nearly as many hills, but we had a really substantial headwind, which is difficult on a bike. And we also had to ride on a highway with big trucks passing us. There was adequate shoulder, but sometimes with that headwind and the trucks passing us, it was a little scary. We were able to get off the highway at certain points and really enjoyed those parts until we got to the bike path, which was the last 4 miles of that day. So yeah, complete change of plans. So what I thought I would do is, since I'm going to try out editing, I think I will make videos out of a lot of the pictures that I took, and I have some film footage, some test footage that will probably be part of the blooper reel, if you will, on this. So that's all I'm really going to say about this this part of the video, and I'm just gonna, this is kind of an experiment. We just got back yesterday and spent yesterday afternoon just unpacking and doing laundry and putting things away and resting because it was very tiring. But I will talk about each day of the trip as the segment comes up. So that'll be it for now. This is the direction we came from on Saturday, June 22nd. And this is the direction we're going on Sunday, June 23rd. There's our camp. Randy does spend a lot of time fiddling with his gear. Here he comes. And to be fair, he waits for me a lot when I am slower than he is.